Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Antenna. And
I'm Mr. Bones.
Alright. And today we are back with NICC versus Heartland Community College.
At the moment, we are currently going against Heartland Community College from Illinois.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Alright, sorry about that disruption. Currently, NICC appears to have control over the middle, but it also looks like Heartland Community College is going to try and we've seen a lot of NICC is getting pushed off. Heartland is doing a good job of holding the objective. We've seen a lot of Emery over the past couple of weeks. I think it's a pretty, lot of damage to go out. We just saw that grenade. And Domina also has been dominating the meta, from what I can tell.
Oh, absolutely. Seems like Domina is one of the most popular picks for tank. I've also seen her get banned quite a lot in competition. Competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, her wall has so much more health than any of the other
exactly.
walls.
Especially with the fact that it has to be broken in fragments. That makes her especially difficult to deal with.
It looks like Heartland is setting up to contest NICC on the door, like a normal hold.
Looks like Zarya is attempting to go after Domina. Lucio's going to come in and try and help out Domina.
And it looks like Domina manages to push Objection back. Objection's got 40 or 64 charge there. Zarya is getting up there. Heartland is aware of it now.
Looks like Mercy has her. Looks like Shadow has her ult ready. Moira's almost ready with her ult. It looks like Moira's just activated Coalescence.
Yep.
And that's gonna earn her a kill.
Heartland also is holding on to 2 ultimates. Could be game warping here, but the Domina dies, and I don't think that the Emery is gonna commit.
Unfortunately, or rather, and for NICC, it's them taking over the point.
Looks like the Emery is going to commit to using the ultimate. I think that this is gonna, yeah, absolutely. Emery just does a ton of damage here, as we mentioned before, and the Lifesteal pistol is right on top of that.
But it's also a risky move to surround yourself, because after Emery uses his ult, he's incredibly vulnerable to damage.
Absolutely. That is it.
That's true. That's one of the benefits of his ult. It is deadly.
Absolutely. It looks like NICC is going to use a Pharah here and try and take advantage of the fact that...
But Heartland has taken back control of the point.
And I think Rocket Barrage could make a big difference. It does a lot on this map, honestly. When you get stuck into that tiny corridor, no one's really looking for the Pharah that's right above you. And the Pharah is going to find... and it looks like we're absolutely seeing it.
And this has allowed NICC to take back control of the point.
And it also looks like they're just going to contest with Domina here. Maybe try and get the team back, but...
Yep.
It's looking like a regroup here for Heartland. That was a really good hold by Heartland.
Right.
Up to 99%. NICC just has to control this point for 50 more seconds. It also looks like Heartland is going to use that upper area that it's harder to defend from. The Pharah is going to get pushed back and forced on the ground. Can't use that airspace because of that upper area. And the Domina's charge rifle does a ton of damage. Heartland is going to use a Tracer here, which I did not notice before.
What do you think the benefit's going to be to that?
Honestly, Tracer a bunch of burst damage, and just like Pharah, she can build up like a lot of ult charge really fast, and so it just becomes a claustrophobic mess of explosions.
Looks like Tracer has gotten rid of the Mercy, which leaves Zarya vulnerable, and it looks like Heartland's going to take back the point and win the first round.
Yep. Heartland taking the first round. I think that both teams did pretty well there.
It was good play by Faro with the rocket barrage.
Absolutely, that got NICC back to point.
Hmm?
And I think there was also great play from the Tracer and
Oh, yeah.
Domina.
The Tracer switch definitely helped them get the point at the last moment.
Absolutely. It looks like DatWaffle is going to swap off of Farah in this situation.
Looks like Objection switching to Roadhog.
You know, Objection's been working on this Roadhog for quite some time. And I'm always happy to see some cool hook gameplay. NICC is taking note of the fact that no one on Heartland was running anybody who has the ability to fly, except for a Lucio to escape the well.
Also looks like Wario has switched from Soldier 76 to Junkrat.
Yeah, it's once again about claustrophobia, and the whole explosions are really good here.
If you're caught off guard, Junkrat's explosions are deadly.
Absolutely.
And it looks like NICC is going to immediately rush in. Looks like going after the Domina first.
NICC is going to be forced back to the frontal corridor.
And now with the point unlocked, looks like Heartland is immediately trying to take control again.
And I think they are going to grab it because the Domina is on her own. And they do have the point, and the Kyrie Suzu actually goes out. That's a pretty big cooldown to take out. It looks like Objection is just going to look to try and take care of the Domina with the shotgun. There's a ton of damage to be had on
that Domina is tricky though. She's evading him incredibly well.
Absolutely. This Domina has some nice survivability right now. Just like 0 deaths actually.
That's impressive.
NICC lost a Waffle, and it looks like they're going to try and regroup here. Objection's going to hold the doors so they don't have to push their 2 choke points.
Domina's barrier has deactivated. It looks like Objection's trying to go after... Well, Roadhog, Junkrat just got resurrected. Looks like
Tracer pulse bomb going out, and it looks like Domina's going to walk up and to the frontal objective. NICC gets pushed out of the frontal choke point. Lucio got real low there too for NICC.
Emra and Kiriko have their ults ready.
It looks like Mercy and
Cassidy.
Mercy and Poodle popped ult there. And Cass is looking for a good Deadeye. This Tracer is going to make it first tricky here. I think that the Tracer has been giving a lot of problems to NICC.
Yeah, a good Tracer is especially difficult to deal with. Oh,
here's the Deadeye. Oh,
it looks like it's a miss.
NICC is unable to hit anybody, especially with the Lucio ult there too. It was just going to make it really hard to near impossible.
Looks like Roadhog is almost... Oh, Roadhog has switched to Reinhardt.
Looks like Objection's going to try and take advantage of the barrier here and the big damage from the sweeping attacks to deal with the Tracer.
Looks like Roadhog is immediately rushing in. Unfortunately, it's going to cost him. Domino looks to have taken out the Roadhog.
And it looks like NICC is going to get stopped at this frontal door for this objective, as an Emery ult forces them into the spawn for the first match.
It looks like Heartland has taken the first win.
Absolutely. I think NICC did pretty good there. I'm sure there's ways to improve. And, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to this play of the game.
No surprise, it's Emra. I'm willing to bet it's that ult he pulled.
This is the, yep. It appears to be what I think it is. This is the start of the match, where NICC was incorporated. And it looks like we're going to cut to the next match. Welcome back, everybody. I'm with Mr. Bones. And we're looking at King's Row. You know, both tanks did pretty good last round.
Our plan.
I don't know that the Ramatra was a ban. I think they banned the map Paricio, and they did mention Ramatra ban in the first game, which we did not mention. That is our fault. But if you don't want to make that mistake, you can cast with us. Just come on down and say hi to me in the eSports room. Anyways, I like how both teams are playing tanks that have been added after Overwatch 1 for King's Row. It just really shows us how great these new tanks can be played in. And immediately, we're going to see value made from Objection and an Escape, which means that NICC has a wild advantage, but Objection just doesn't receive any of the healing they need. Absolutely, well said. I think NICC right now is doing great for alt economy, but I think Heartland's going to be doing better. So the longer this takes, the worse it gets for NICC. Yeah, it's just wild to me just how fast these support alts are building right now. Oh, DatWaffle gets stunned out of the teleport, and the Ana gets back to her team. It looked like the Waffle's kind of mad he got slept. You know, he's just about ready to go in and get it. This Reaper is really deadly on point. It looks like touch the point to stop it. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I think DatWaffle's been doing pretty good.
Reaper playing. It's clear he's one of the most skilled characters.
Absolutely. You know, I'm just kind of glad that like NICC is doing better than the last round. I'm sure
They had a
cleaning
good
up
play
that.
last round, but Heartland did was also very good and ended up taking the point.
It's also important to note that Objection is playing a tank he didn't play last round, and I think that change shows that NICC is willing to change their team comp to try and win.
Looks like he's willing to go after the Ramatra, but Ramatra looks like he's gonna get swarmed.
Looks like NICC's Mizuki is going to pop their ult, the anti-cage as I've deemed it.
And for Heartland, it looks like Sojourn, Bridget, and Ana have their ults ready, but on NICC, Wario, and DatWaffle, and ShadowStep also have their ults ready. Looks like Sojourn's gonna activate her ult, but Maga is gonna end up getting taken out.
That's cage. NICC got cage down, and that means that DatWaffle's coming in with the Death Blossom, and I think that Death Blossom is decisive here for this first objective.
I mean, look at how many members on the opposite team he managed to take out. That's definitely going to give him an advantage. And it looks like they're going to hit the second point.
Absolutely. NICC is gonna get ready here. DatWaffle is taking a pretty nice spot up here, but I think they're gonna like expect this. Yeah, immediately the Symmetra sees the Reaper and just closes off that door. Go for something and can't find it.
Looks like he's trying to reunite with his team. Looks like Maga is activating his Ignite power, was it?
The Ignite is a result of being shot for 3 seconds with Mauga's, I think, left weapon? Or either of them, I don't...
I prefer
My bad.
support, but yep.
Yeah, support. This is, NICC's got to get the point back. We've seen NICC get stuck here before. The Death Blossom cage was a really good play before, and I think they're gonna try.
This spot is a difficult point to try and... At this point, though, typically, if the enemy team has managed to get to this point with the payload, it's a hard place to try and get forward because the opposite team is going to be trying their best to push you back, and they're all probably going to be grouping together. It's important that the team escorting the payload however they can in order to get the win.
This Reaper is, Reaper's doing some interesting stuff, but I'm sure Wario and the Mauga are getting ready to try and push in. Looks like the Reaper's gonna try and remove the teleporter up top to remove some of that mobility.
Would you say that Heartland has the better ult economy right now with Ramatra, Symmetra, and Ana?
Yeah, absolutely. This is current ultimate ready for Heartland, and NICC's built too. Which it's entirely possible that NICC lives through. And
it is possible that Freya off takes the advantage.
We immediately see Mizuki ult, which is important to note because NICC is going to almost lose Objection here. The anti is really important there. And it looks like Objection now. And NICC is going to be forced to retreat.
It doesn't look great. It looks like I think Ana's most likely going to activate her ult with having his ult ready. Who do you think is most likely for Ana to activate her Nano Boost for?
You know, a lot of the time it can really just depend on who they're next to. I would imagine the Nano Boost is meant for the Sojourn in order to get higher burst damage.
That's true.
The Ramatra ult is really good at controlling tempo, but if she does pop ult on the Ramatra, it's a full heal. Instant. Yep, there's Ramatra, and we get to see the full heal. And it also is important to note that it does an insanely higher amount of damage in this. And, yeah. Yep. And, NICC did draw out 3 ults, which is important here because there's 2 minutes left. And, NICC's ult economy is looking slightly better here.
It's more important now than ever that NICC manages to push the payload. It looks like Ramacha's immediately trying to take out NICC, where it looks like Freya is separating from her team and trying to get more damage. Oh, but it looks like NICC's not going down without a fight. Objection has his ult ready. It
looks like Heartland's just not interested in trying to get back into this cage match. a lot of them are taking up high ground, which is an important thing to note, is that Heartland is willing to adapt to the change. This Reaper has just not been able to find a pick ever since the Ana and everyone else has been looking out for them, and the Symmetra is just making it harder. It doesn't look like Objection is getting ready with the cage, because the Reaper ult is at 97%.
Especially, it looks like Moira is going to act Coalescence. You know, the tricky thing about Coalescence is finding the balance between healing your allies and damaging your enemies. When I play Moira, I always try and, especially difficult balance, because, you know, you don't want to abandon your team, but you also want to make sure that you get, like, the enemy taken out as well, because when it comes to being support, it's not always just being a healer. It is about helping your allies however you can. Sometimes that is damaging the enemy team. And it looks like
Objection is gonna see a time and a place, and it looks like DatWaffle is immediately just gonna follow up with a Death Blossom. But it looks like, yes, absolutely, the Ana managed to get her ult back again, and it looks like Objection's gonna try and use the point as cover to run out the Ramatra ult.
And with less than 30 seconds left on the timer, it's more important than ever that NICC pushes, but it looks like
Wario swapped Wario to Emery. Yep.
But it's a close call right now. It's more important that they push.
Toodle just jumped on point.
Entered overtime. Looks like Lifeweaver's doing as much as he can to heal his teammates.
Looks like Wario was the right swap here to Emery, because NICC was able to get the objective back.
And not to mention that Wario has shown incredible skill as Emra.
Absolutely. I think that is something banned, and it looks like Objection's gonna go in. Yep. No fears.
The close call, but looks like he's able to help. Looks like everyone's going after the Ramatra. Ramatra's gonna get taken out. They're so close.
And you know what? NICC is still contesting here, and it looks like right before the final objective.
That was close.
You know, NICC has a pretty high chance to win. Got basically to the final objective. There just won't be another round after this if they do push it there.
It's more important than ever that NICC sticks together, because there is, like you said, there is a high chance they can win this. It's all about pushing back.
Yep. And I think it's important to note from both sides just how much damage mitigation is going on by both teams. It looks like
Objection on NICC's team has the most damage. Oh, no, that goes to
ShadowSarn.
Yep, on the other side.
ShadowSarn is 13.
Nearly 14,000 damage mitigated. They are pulling their weight.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's also important to note that NICC appears to be taking less damage overall, but is getting picked off faster. And NICC is going to opt for Roadhog on defense.
And as well as switching to Hanzo for Wario, Cassidy for Waffle, Kiriko for Shadow, and Zenyatta for Totally. So,
NICC is going to try and take full advantage of the Roadhog, from what I can tell, and pull in important picks before the fight actually happens.
Because one of his biggest weaknesses is his lack of mobility. Unless he's using Transcendence, he is a very slow healer, so it's interesting to see how they're going to play him.
The most flexible in movement-wise on NICC's team here is Wario as a Hanzo, and it looks like a Widow is going to get taken out by Wario immediately.
That was a close call, though. Wario almost got taken out as well.
And we almost got to see a replay of the Ana Widowmaker incident.
He's referenced Overwatch lore. And it looks like the Cassidy is immediately trying to go after.
NICC's forced into this corner, and they're not able to push out because the Roadhog provide.
As well as the fact that D.Va is wasting no time in trying to take out NICC, pushing them all into corners, and it looks like D.Va's going to get the kill for Roadhog, as well as going after Kiriko and Hanzo.
You know, I think that's going to mark it for the first objective, but it looks like they're going to go for as much room as possible without the opposing tank. I think the Hanzo is still something to be scared of in this problem, and it looks like Objection swapping off to Orisa. Yep. And it looks like they're gonna push him all the way back to second point here.
Heartland is aware of the fact that they really have to push if they want to win this one, because again, NICC has a high chance, so they're trying to do everything they can to make enough room for them to push the payload.
Objection is kind of stuck here. No one is pushing the cart on Heartland. I think that is important to note. Heartland is full committed to taking as much ground as possible, and by that they have lost 15 seconds or so. NICC should still try and contest, but
Like Hanzo is trying to aim for where is looking to pinpoint the areas of the other team. Like they're tracking Diva. Diva is flying backwards, trying to get away from them, but it looks like Cassidy is going to have none of that and is going after her. Looks like
I think they're both. I think they're waiting for the Mauga to get back, and I think the comms finally got there. The Mauga is back, and the Mauga did get slept, but not for the whole time that they needed to be.
Oh, it looks like Hanzo has his ult ready. He's going to activate it.
Yeah, that dragon was very well placed.
Doesn't look like it managed to get anyone though.
That was a ton of damage.
A lot of damage. You know, sometimes it's not even about getting the most kills. It's about getting enough damage on the enemy team for other people to take them out.
Objection deciding to go back in after.
Looks like Diva's gonna activate her ult, and it looks like it's.
Like Diva's gonna have more than enough time to call back her mech, as it appears like the objective is gonna go hard in favor of Heartland.
It does look like though that NICC has the better ult economy. They have 2 of their ults ready. Well, Heartland also has 2 of their ults ready.
NICC is above 50% on all the other ults, and I do believe that you are correct in saying that the ult economy is in NICC's favor, but NICC has to last just a bit longer, and the ults that Heartland do have are ones that basically make it so you're fighting a second team if they do it right.
Switching over to Sojourn and Diva. It looks like Diva's gonna try and tag out the team, but is gonna quickly retreat. Probably better to have support on her side.
Absolutely. I think going in right there might have been a mistake because the cart wasn't fully around the corner. And it looks like the Mauga's gonna push to the spawn doors, but it looks like NICC's gonna try and touch. And now we get to see it.
Mauga got sleep darted or slept.
We get to see a cast ult that manages to pick off 2. Yep. Both DPS. NICC, I believe, reclaimed the objective here.
And Ana's left, and Ana is
fully retreating.
That is true. Ana is fully retreating. Zenyatta has Transcendence ready.
I think that was a great time to pop ult for DatWaffle. It was just a little unfortunate that the Lucio managed to pop ult at the same time. I'm glad NICC was able to shred through that Lucio ult as fast as possible though too. And it looks like Heartland's just gonna look for a way to get in and back all the way back up to try and regroup.
It does look like Domino, right? They're all crowding around the objective. They're all crowding around the payload, trying to defend it.
Objection is running in Domina, probably to try and, absolutely close off this corner. This corner is a very dangerous corner. And then,
having a shield that can only be broken down in fragments is a great way to protect your team. It looks like
support for a DPS trade, and it also looks like, you know, Domina manages to get back to full health after being antied, which is very scary. And it looks like the Diva's just gonna go in, and nobody's really looking at the Diva except for Mr. Wario, and it does appear.
Unfortunately, trying to retreat, objective has fallen off the map.
Wario gets cleaned up without a tank to block, and it looks like Toodle's gonna try and touch in time, but just not enough.
And Heartland Community College ends up taking the win. I'm excited to see who the play of this game was.
I think they were all pretty. There was a bunch of pretty cool stuff that happened. Yep.
It's going to go, and the play of the game is going to be awarded to Sojourn.
You know, the Sojourn, I didn't think we spectated them enough, but they were the people who were cleaning up off of the ults here.
Especially with the assistance of the Diva ult. Like, that was extremely well done.
And I think we're gonna cut. Welcome back, everybody, to Route 66, where it appears like NICC is on attack first.
Turn hero bans for Bali, and I ban Ana, and Heartland has chosen to ban Maga.
Honestly, the Ana was just a sixth person on their team.
As well as the Maga for NICC. Some of those cage fight plays were astounding.
I think DatWaffle and everybody else had a great part in getting the cage fight set up, but you know, it's just really awkward, and I know that Mauga is a strong pick for Objection, or just a strong pick in general right now.
Any skilled Maga player, you're pretty much dead on arrival.
Oh,
switching to Roadhog.
Objection played Roadhog last time. I think Objection's going to look for redemption on this Hog gameplay.
Like, Matra's immediately going after Roadhog. Like, he's backed by his damage, his death.
Looks like they're going to hold the corner. I think this corner is a pretty important objective, because it allows such a defensive hold, because you can pull around the wall.
Baptiste, his immortality field has been taken out. Playing Baptiste is also tricky because his most important factor is, well, his two most important factors are his timing and his aiming. If you mess up on your immortality field, there is a very long cooldown, so you've got to be careful where you heroes that requires very good aim. Kind of weak otherwise.
This Tracer is going to make the difference in the team fight right now. We saw a Tracer ban in that last map. Yeah, Tracer ban on the last map.
It's understandable. Tracer was extremely good first game. Like, Skin is rejoicing again to play Tracer again, and it looks like Ramatra is immediately trying to fight back against D.Va. Who we need to mention, Objective has switched from Roadhog to D.Va.
You know, I think it's we've seen a lot of good plays here. I think both teams have been mostly respectful this entire time. Yeah. And yeah, this first point is going pretty good. NICC did get taken out by the Tracer last time, and it looks like the Tracer's just gonna get set up to do the same thing again.
Especially with their ult being ready.
The Emery had a well-placed grenade to try and hit the Lucio, and the Tracer is gonna get in and get ShadowStep. That's a pretty big deal. That's a support. NICC is gonna be left reeling.
Mortality field immediately taken out, and it looks like Emra is trying.
Yep.
It looks like, is that Echo or Diva? Diva without her mecha.
Yep.
Looks like Diva is trying to retreat, but it looks like Baptiste is back in the sidelines trying to support his team from afar.
The baby Diva is a little bit harder because the 6-second cooldown is so much more than 30 shots you have to land. But
oh, looks like Baptiste has activated his immortality, his amplification matrix.
The immortality field was well placed there too, notably. I think it's
especially in the corner, because that makes it harder for the enemy team to try and go after and hit, and allows his teammates to stay alive.
It stops Skin from getting a pick, and if Skin tries to remove the immortality field, then it leaves them in danger. Wario is not turning around, and not playing Emery, but not turning around to face the Tracer, who's been using this lower edge as just a standing point. It looks like NICC managed to take the point.
Oh, and it looks like Mercy just revived Objection, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Hmm?
The NICC managing to take the point here. I think Wario popped ult in the last team fight to try and send it in. It looks like Objection, I think, did too.
Looks like Diva and Ramatra are in an intense battle.
This is a don't know. Objection opts to leave his Mercy behind in the dust.
Looks like Diva is attempting to activate her ult.
Just not enough.
Fortunately, Diva does get taken out of the field by enemy Baptiste. May have saved the enemy team alive. Looks like totally a switch from Boyro.
Toodle's gonna try and start the countdown for overtime, but just not able to get there in time.
Nope.
Looks like NACC is going to do a great hold next round, I hope.
Oh, absolutely. It's the only way they can win this match still.
It is possible for NICC to come back still.
It is possible. The biggest thing they can do now is stick together and fight against Heartland.
Absolutely. I think that Tracer was absolutely a terrifying threat. Very consistently getting 3 to 4 people.
Any good Tracer is especially difficult to fight against. They know how to work the character. If they know how to work the character, you really have to pull all your weight to get them eliminated.
Absolutely. And it just becomes harder and harder to kill a Tracer who knows what they're doing. And it looks like both teams are loading in, and
like Objection switching to Junker Queen and a unique pick.
It looks like NICC is gonna try some new stuff. You know, they haven't been seeing the best plays from Objection. Obviously, the cage fight was an amazing
That
call.
was a really. Other than that, it looks like Roadhog has been a bit of a struggle for them.
I will say Objection's not with us today in person. He had to play from home because he is currently sick.
That is
so
true.
there is a reason.
It is harder to communicate. It is harder for this team when he has to play away from them.
Or, you know, with yourself when you're sick.
Exactly. Especially when you're sick too, because your mind's not all there. You're tired, you're fatigued, and that can make it harder to in the game.
So it looks like Heartland is going to go with a pretty interesting right out the gate. They're going to figure that a pretty close encounter with the Junkrat is a pretty good idea, and the Diva pick from both sides. Notably, Vendetta is also in.
It's true.
NICC has not picked up Vendetta at all.
It makes me wonder why they switched from Tracer to Vendetta, because they were doing so well as Tracer originally. Vendetta is a tricky character to kill though, especially with how powerful she can be if played by the right person.
That was an amazing hold by NICC, managing to just straight up repel the attack. I think NICC is doing a pretty good hold. It appears like Junker Queen is the right call in this situation, but you know, as perks get rolled out, we will get to see if they better.
Vendetta's trying to sneak in. behind the pillar, but it looks like Junker Queen's gonna be focused on the Diva.
You know, DatWaffle is getting a lot of pressure put on him. I think it's important to note that he was trying to hold the top and just wasn't able to, and the Vendetta is just able to get this upper position, forcing NICC to retreat just a little bit and try and regroup. DatWaffle is looking at the outside of it, and he is putting a punch of pressure, and it looks like DatWaffle's in.
His ult. Let's see how.
This Lucio he's got it in for it, and it looks like the Lucio is out. He looks like he's gonna go for the Mercy too, but isn't able to find it, and it looks like NICC takes the point back still, though. That Emery ult is a lot of that way.
Oh, exactly. The only way to really trying to take it down by yourself is incredibly risky. You really need to make sure you're coordinated with your team.
It was a well-placed ult by DatWaffle, but it is a little bit scary to have ult economy be leaning so far in the favor of Heartland.
Right.
DatWaffle does manage to die to the Kiriko.
Almost everyone on Heartland has their ult ready.
He is gonna try and get some deflect points in on this. And it looks like Objection is holding the point rather well, but isn't able to stick with the team beyond that.
That is important too. Without your team, it's important that they get the support they need. Unfortunately, it looks like they are alone without
the Mercy.
That's true. ShadowStep is coming in to help support Mercy, or Junker Queen.
Junker Queen, yep. And it looks like the Reckoning is almost here too, so you know they'll have something for the next team fight. ShadowStep versus this 4 alts, NICC having 2 of them. This is entirely 3 of them. It is entirely possible that they take it back.
So important to coordinate and communicate with each other. It looks like Kiriko is going to go after Brigitte.
Yep. Looks like Wario is going to immediately get picked off. ShadowStep's going to try and pop ult and get in. And it looks like
Vendetta is activated ult as well.
It looks like ShadowStep might try and revive here. I don't think it's going to be on Wario, but I do think that it's going to be this team fight. ShadowStep has very consistently been able to stay alive in very difficult situations, which is very nice. Especially
when you're Mercy. You save your other teammates if they fall.
So we actually got to see pretty good utility from the Junker Queen. She left Gracie inside the Diva to stop their Diva from diving onto a support. NICC is going to get removed from the point, and it looks like DatWaffle's going to have to go in alone if he wants to contest. At the body blocking is just going to stop them from getting through, and it looks like Heartland's going to take this one.
That was a really good push from NICC, but unfortunately Heartland has won.
Absolutely.
And we're going to get to play the game from Genji.
You know, honestly, this Genji was pretty good.
It was pretty good. It was interesting seeing the switch from Tracer to Genji, but it does look like Genji managed to get them to play the game, and that was a pretty good play.
It was, yeah, yep.